all type of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge. Here it is the natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not, if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. So it is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not only, therefore it's not pure naturalness or unnaturalness. The ideal is unnatural naturalness or natural unnaturalness.
Yin yang, eh?
Right, man, that's it. You see, actually, I do not teach, karate because I do not believe in styles anymore. I do not believe that there is such thing as like Chinese way of fighting or the Japanese way of fighting or whatever way of fighting, because unless human beings have 3 arms and 4 legs, we will have a different form of fighting. But basically, we have only 2 hands and 2 feet. So styles tends to not only separate man, because they have their own doctrines, and then the doctrine became the gospel truth, that you cannot change, But if you do not have styles, if you just say, well, here I am, as a human being, how can I express myself totally and completely? Now, that way, you won't create a style, because style is a crystallization, that way, it's a process of continuing growth. To me, ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do. It is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky, and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. And when you move, you are determined to move. Not taking 1 inch, not anything less than that. If I want to punch, I'm going to do it, man, and I'm going to do it, you see. So that is the type of thing you have to train yourself into it, to become one with use your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend, like that.
Hello, and welcome to Fuck Your Feelings, the show where people say what they think. This is not a safe space from freedom of speech. You need to hear views outside of your own bubble. If you get offended, good. Think you just might learn something. We are here to offend and trigger those who can be, and have an enlightened, intelligent discussion for the rest of you who aren't afraid of having an open mind. We give a platform to all speech. You should hear it all. It's said that sunlight is the best disinfectant. We are a free marketplace of ideas. If you are triggered, see a firing squad.
It's going to be very, very exciting. But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy.
Awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Would you look at the camera and tell him? Which camera? Any camera. And tell him?
Directing the show?
Yeah, that's right. Well, you certainly need some direction, Mr. Zappa.
Would you spank me here? Come on, would you?
Are you into that, too? Oh, no, I'm not into spanking.
I love it when you froth like that.
Now, would you tell our viewers that what the Founding
I
Fathers...
thought he was going to be the one frothing today. I'm glad that you're...
Again, Frank, wrong again. Now,
got a napkin for
would
you
you tell us?
roll.
Excellent, thank you very much. Now, would you look in the camera and tell them with a straight face that you think the Founding Fathers had in mind the kind of garbage you sing and write when they drafted the amendment? Do you really believe that, Mr. Zappa?
I don't think it applies. The Founding Fathers wanted and kept slaves, and take a look at what Benjamin Franklin used to do over at the Hellfire Club.
But you have
Not
repeatedly...
exactly a bunch of swell guys. I think they had some good things in mind, but we have a document, the letter of the law. Let's use the letter
is relevant because you have repeatedly, in opposing even ratings for rock music, you have repeatedly cited the Constitution and the First Amendment. Do you think the Founding Fathers really had the First Amendment, that they gave us the First Amendment to defend songs that glorify Satanism and incest and suicide?
Absolutely.
You really believe that?
I believe it.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Yeah?
You're an idiot.
Listen, tell you what, kiss my How do you like
Take
that?
your teeth out. Take your teeth out and we'll talk.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem.
Even if Donald Trump
Government
did win
is
all
the
of
problem.
toss-up states, he would still lose.
You're awake, by the way. You're not having a terrible, terrible dream. Also, you're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is our election now. This is us. This is our country. It's real.
But I don't watch CNN, so I don't get to see this way. I don't like watching fake news.
You call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
We're being represented by men who are kowtowing to minorities where they can get votes.
Political correctness is described as a sort of organized system of lying, designed to save the feelings of delicate wallflowers at the expense of reason, fact, and truth.
I think it's bad for
political correctness at its most dangerous has even become deadly.
I'm sad to see minorities make so much of themselves as a hyphenated American. I wish they all get to thinking that they're Americans as they should, and as they have luckily been born here and couldn't be better off in any other place. There shouldn't be so much whining and bellyaching.
You're in a position to determine who goes to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. The party that you back controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct.
She's asking a question. Don't be rude.
Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Go ahead.